Welcome back, everybody, for our second episode of. I haven't actually found a good name for this. What timeline does XYZ come from? Yep, perfect name. And today we're going to be doing the second Dragon Ball Z movie, The World's Strongest. Now, this one is quite interesting because Goku has Kaioken at least up to ×3. So, what I'm going to oppose here is, this is a timeline where everything in the early Saiyan saga goes to plan. But in the fight with Goku and Vegeta, Goku was actually able to charge the Spirit Bomb up fully and kill Grade 8 Vegeta with the Spirit Bomb. And we don't really see people like Tien, Yamcha, or Chaozu. So obviously Goku arrives when he does, and in the movie Goku can casually do a ×3. So the basis is both Saiyan space pods exploded. Bulma fucked it up like she did before in canon, and she's currently working on a way to program Kami's spaceship from the Namekian into English with Mr. Popo's help. Within that time, Goku obviously got his Senzu Bean and was training with Goku's training with Krillin, Gohan, and Piccolo. And this is the difference is Piccolo actually manages to survive and hold off long enough to survive. He was able to hold out to get a Senzu Bean and got to live. So you must ask, why are they going to Namek? Well, not everybody can be revived with the Dragon Balls. Chaozu and Krillin being those people. Tien and Yamcha can, but that's for a much later situation. So, just to do a quick recap, everything from the early Saiyan saga goes to plan. When Nappa uses Nappa Beam, Bummer DX against Gohan, Piccolo takes it head on, but is able to survive a little bit longer through his link with Kami. Kami's giving him the energy so Piccolo can try to hold on. He's able to hold on enough for Goku to come. He gets a Senzu Bean and is fully healed. Just like in canon, Vegeta and Goku have their fight. Goku is able to push back the Gallic Gun by using the ×4 Kamehameha. Vegeta then goes Great Ape. Goku needs time to form the Spirit Bomb. Piccolo, Gohan, and Krillin appear to give Goku the full time that he needs holding off Vegeta, being general nuisances and everything else. When the Spirit Bomb is fully charged, Piccolo was able to go giant and hold down Vegeta with his stretchy arms. Goku hits him dead set with the Spirit Bomb and it goes through Vegeta's stomach, burying itself there as he flies up and explodes into sparkles, killing Vegeta. With the injuries exchanged with the fight with Great Vegeta, everybody's in the hospital for a little bit. Bulma tries to use both sets of Saiyan space pods to be modified, but they both end up exploding because he doesn't know how to work the machines, and they explode. With Piccolo being alive, it gives them more of a chance to learn Namekian, allowing Bulma to be taught by Kami and Mr. Popo with Kami's spaceship. But this will take some time, as translations will do. It'll take longer because Kami is there and is regaining memories, you could say, on speaking his language, giving Bulma more control and customizable stuff over the ship. That leaves months where the Z Fighters are training, and that's when the whole World's Strongest debacle happens. Within the movie, they are actually searching for the Dragon Balls. So they are searching for the Dragon Balls to wish back Tien, so Tien can accompany them to Namek, wanting another really strong fighter. Obviously, they don't get that wish. Goku is able to use the Spirit Bomb again to kill Rilo. And Goku has gained enough mastery over Kaioken Times 3 to be where he can use it for longer bursts, but it's still better in short bursts. Now, this comes into the fact of, where does World's Strongest lead? And I could easily mix World's Strongest in with the Tree of Might. Neither of them contradict, and with the story I just told, well, they could easily fit into one another, where this happens after the Frieza arc. So, I will give us I will give you two alternate endings for the World's Strongest. And that is, they go to Namek, and Goku, because Goku knows times 20 in the World's Strongest, but Goku uses times 20. Obviously, everything goes to plan exactly, with a little bit, with some different changes. One, Kami actually goes with them to Namek, and Piccolo and Kami consider fusing after feeling Frieza's power and knowing that none of them can stand up to Frieza. Everybody else would have done some training with Goku, Piccolo and Gohan being the two that most benefit from this, making them way stronger than they are in canon, where they can take on Dodoria, with Goku, Piccolo, and Gohan being the strongest, and Tien and Krillin following shortly after, with Tien being the equivalent of Zarbon in his monster form, and Krillin being the equivalent of Dodoria. With Gohan being a bit stronger than Tien, Piccolo being the equivalent of Recoome, and, well, Goku already being stronger than the entire Ginyu Force, as we saw. Frieza also has the addition of Kui, who is killed by Piccolo. After the Ginyu Force is taken care of, Guldo being killed by Piccolo, then Recoome getting dunked on, and Piccolo killing Recoome. Goku and Piccolo face off against Burter, well, I guess in this case, because everybody would have gotten their potentials unlocked. Gohan and Tien face off against Jason Birder, allowing Goku and Piccolo to fight against Captain Ginyu. Before Ginyu can body switch with Goku, he's pierced through the chest by a energy attack done by Piccolo, stopping the whole body changing nonsense. This does mean Goku does not get an extra Zenkai boost, and when they go to fight Frieza, it goes similarly to the way he does in canon, but it's more frustrating for Frieza. He goes into his second form and pierces Tien this time, bringing Tien down and essentially out of the fight. Nail also joins in and fuses with Piccolo, allowing Piccolo to go toe-to-toe with second form Frieza and forcing Frieza to transform into his third form, where they have a more even matched up like they did in similar canon when canonly Frieza was in his second form. This does allow Goku to regain enough energy, and when Piccolo's getting barrage, Gohan goes feral, does his barrage against Frieza. Frieza comes up, nearly kills Gohan. That gives Goku a rage boost. He does Kaioken times 20, rushes third form Frieza, third form Frieza. And this makes Frieza very upset that this monkey's attack was able to harm him. So he goes into his final form. With everybody injured, it definitely looks like all hope is lost. But Goku asks his friends for a little bit of time to use the Spirit Bomb. With all hopes lost, Kami decides to fuse it with Piccolo. Piccolo and Kami fuse, and are about equal with Frieza's 50% full power. Similar to Goku canonly with Kaioken times 20. They give Goku enough time to use the Spirit Bomb. And the Spirit Bomb kills Frieza. Now, I could easily leave it here, and this is where the segue happens, by the way. If you want to go full-on inside of canon, or if we want to go over the world's strongest, go on with the Tree of Might. Because the Tree of Might actually does segue very nicely into the world's strongest movie. But I think I might save the world's strongest movie for later. The Android arc does go a very similar, different way, but obviously there's no future Trunks, so Goku ends up dying of the heart virus in this one. With Gohan and everybody essentially being stronger, they do give 17 and 18 a bigger fight, and Gohan does reach Super Saiyan. But that is not enough. He is the last survivor. It's only him and Bulma. And Gohan and Bulma are working on a way to use time travel. Gohan, when the androids find out Bulma and Gohan's hideout in Capsule Corp, Gohan does one final fight with the androids, and they kill him. Bulma was able to get away. Gohan's death wasn't in vain. And she's able to create the time machine, being the absolute last hope that Earth has. Bulma goes back in time and is able to meet up with the group after Goku, like in Trunks' timeline, deals with Mecha. Well, in this case, as he deals with Mecha Frieza, but Frieza, there is no Mecha Frieza, and King Cold doesn't really have a reason to go to Earth unless you believe that he would fight for Frieza's honor and the honor of his family, which I believe that he would do so. So, yes, King Cold would be there, and Goku stops him using Super Saiyan. They see that there's a second Bulma, and she tells them about what's happened in their timeline and about the androids. Knowing that she would be in danger, the past Bulma offers future Bulma to stay with her, to protect her. So instead of going back in time like Trunks did after telling everybody, future Bulma is able to help past Bulma make a time machine and make extras of the heart virus here. If Bulma is able to make the cure for the heart virus with limited resources, I'm sure she can make a abundance of it in the past with basically infinite resources. And then everything goes similar to the way it does in canon. Except, well, the androids are stronger. Dr. Gero and Android 19 would be the equivalent of canon Android 17 and 18 from the main timeline that we follow past the Cell arc. Gohan is also a Super Saiyan in this one. Kid Gohan reaches Super Saiyan during those 3 year during that 3-year time skip. He is able to reach it, and he pictures himself and everybody being lost in the future timeline. When Goku gets the heart virus, Gohan steps in and is able to wreck Android 19 by turning Super Saiyan. Dr. Gero flees, and everything goes to canon as planned. And Android 17, 18, and 16 are awakened. The Z Fighters all attack and go towards the 3 androids, like in canon. Gohan faces up against 18, and Piccolo faces off against 17. These androids are a lot stronger than they are in canon. Piccolo and 17 are evenly matched. Piccolo is the equivalent of what he would be when he fights 17 canonally after Imperfect Cell appears. Piccolo spares no mercy and is able to kill 17. Or at least he thinks he did. Android 16 runs through the dust and knocks out Piccolo. 18 finishes off all the other Z Warriors. With that, the 3 androids go, and 16 says that he considers Android 18 and 17 to be his friends. When Goku is healed from the heart virus, along that line, with Yamcha and Tien staying as guards for Goku and Chi-Chi, Gohan goes with Piccolo. And it's because they sense Imperfect Cell. Imperfect Cell was not expecting there to be Piccolo and Gohan, and has a hard time fighting them both off. Gohan is drained of his bio energy, similar to what happened in canon with Piccolo, turning him into his base form and knocking him, well, he appears to be knocked out, but is faking it. Piccolo takes a flashing from Cell. Thinking that Cell's won, he says, you know, his whole spiel. He's an android and everything else. And then Piccolo regens, and Cell's forced to use the Solar Flare since Gohan gets up and turns Super Saiyan as well. He then flees. Piccolo mentions the hydraulic time chamber to Gohan and says they need to both go in there. This is when Goku wakes up, and Goku also agrees to go with them. With this, it will be Gohan and Goku that go in after Piccolo. Piccolo and Tien will go in together. Goku and Gohan watch, similarly to what happened in canon. Obviously, Cell, unimpeded, is able to reach his second form. Android 16 blows himself up. Cell is able to regenerate, but that sacrifice gave 18 the chance to escape. Knowing he's outmatched, Krillin and Yamcha, well, at least Yamcha, they go off to go to face Cell. Krillin goes to see both Bulmas, hoping they have a way to turn off the androids. Yamcha is killed again. He is no match for Semi-Perfect Cell. He gets his bioenergy extracted from Cell, giving him a meager, well, power-up. Piccolo comes out of the hydraulic time chamber, and they have a similar fight to Semi-Perfect Cell and Vegeta. But unlike Vegeta, Piccolo is not going to give Cell a chance to be perfect. He charged up a light grenade and is able to finish off Cell. Cell is totally obliterated. Then, when Gohan and Goku come out of the hydraulic time chamber, they both say that they'll go into the future with Bulma. Not only to free her of the androids, but to also wait and hunt down Cell as well. But Cell, well, she's been awakened early. He's still hunting down the androids, though. He's not strong enough to face them. Gohan and Goku can sense Cell's energies. Goku goes to go deal with the androids, and Gohan goes to deal with Cell. They are both at the equivalent power they were during the Cell Games arc. So, both androids and Cell are nothing to them. Freeing Bulma's future, Bulma vows to one day go to New Namek and wish everybody back. And she'll come back one day when that finally happens. With that, we go on to the next part. The Buu arc. Goten is not born. And now you might be like, well, that's because you don't like Goten. Part of it, but also I think Goku and Chi-Chi wanted to spend what could have been their last time together, making love to one another. And without the threat of Cell gonna blow up the planet and everything, I just still feel like that doesn't happen. At least not in the place where it does when it happens in canon. Goten will be born, though. but he'll only be 2 during the events of Boo. Goku and Gohan do not make it to Super Saiyan 2. Goku does see that Gohan has the ability to go Super Saiyan 2, just like he did in Z when they were in the Hyperlock Time Chamber, but without the major influence and rage that comes as the key to unlocking Super Saiyan 2, Goku is not able to make Gohan make the Ascension, keeping them as full power Super Saiyans during these 7 years apiece. Everybody grows stronger. Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Piccolo, Gohan, and Goku. They participate in the World Tournament. With Goku's influence, Gohan will train more. He will absolutely be training more. Now, that is to say that he's not going to dedicate all 7 years to training, but he is going to train significantly more and not slack off, making him stronger than he was against Boo. And eventually, yeah, Goku and Gohan, they hit their Super Saiyan full power limits. They try to offset this by training in base form, but it leaves them with meager results. They eventually meet up with Shin in the tournament. I mean, because Shin does sense their power, but only barely, and he figures it's worth a shot. Unlike in the Cell arc, where they could sense Gohan's power all the way from the world of the Kais, Kibito was looking around for mortals to train. And that's when he comes across Earth. Spolpovich and Yamu are able to drain Gohan's energy, and the rest of the Z Warriors go off to deal with Babidi and everything else. Dabura is a much, much harder opponent. So much so that they have to all come at him at once. Prepool is easily dealt with by Krillin. Tien uses the Solar Flare, and Krillin uses Destructo Disc, killing Dabura. He was totally off guard and didn't know where to do, and didn't really know what to do, and it seems like the Destructo Disc ignores durability, so he's dead. Goku is barely able to get past Yakan, and once again, it takes all of them to power up to make Yakan explode. With no defense, Babidi is forced to take control of Piccolo, and Goku and him go at it. He's also able to make Tien and Krillin go back to the World Tournament, where they meet up with Gohan. Gohan and Kibito make their way to Babidi's spaceship, with Shin with the other two. The fight between Piccolo and Goku is enough to awaken Majin Buu. Piccolo, feeling Gohan's energy drop, snaps out of being controlled. Him and Goku have to fly back with their injuries to defeat Buu. It is futile, though. Goku watches as Krillin and Tien are turned into chocolate and are eaten. Yummy. This enrages Goku, and he's able to make the ascension into Super Saiyan 2. But this Super Saiyan 2 Goku is still not enough. He's about the equivalent of Majin Vegeta at this point. And Buu ends up killing him. Piccolo makes one last sacrifice and does a similar detonation to what Majin Vegeta did. That is also futile. Gohan is the last survivor, and he finally makes the ascension into Super Saiyan 2. He is stronger than Goku, and is able to actually do damage to Buu, but it's still not enough. Buu kills Gohan, and, well, Earth is doomed. Yeah, absolutely a bleak timeline. But without it's in transmission and the early effects of Super Saiyan, things would go bad really quickly. I mean, even against the androids, there's no Trunks. Now, granted, this isn't the best I could have done. I hope people like this and they don't think it's too unrealistic / fanficky. This is just how, from my first thoughts, because again, I don't write scripts, how I think everything would have gone in the world's strongest timeline. And we see that it would leave Buu the winner, with Babidi and Buu taking over everything until Beerus wakes up and Beerus destroys Buu, because eventually Buu would probably kill Babidi. I think that's a inevitable outcome. But obviously, Beerus finishes that off real quick, and is able to erase Buu. Or more like, force woken up by Whis to kill Buu. So yes, the world's strongest timeline is bleak. And we don't get to see anything like Fusion or Super Saiyan 3, since they only are able to make the jump to Super Saiyan 2 after extreme anger. And they eventually would have hit a limit in their Super Saiyan full power training. And without much to really test their limits or anything, I don't think they could have made the jump, unlike Vegeta, who... you can argue if Vegeta made the jump during the 7-year gap, or the power-up that Babidi was able to give, but if Majin Vegeta was able to, you know, push him into Super Saiyan 2, which I believe Vegeta did not have Super Saiyan 2 until getting it force unlocked by Babidi, and because Babidi is using magic, that can bypass the normal lock limit of a Super Saiyan. Because Vegeta just has Super Saiyan 2 against Kid Buu. And like I said, if you believe that Vegeta's had Super Saiyan 2, that's fine too. Vegeta had something to strive towards, which was surpassing Gohan, which easily could have been his reasoning for transforming, as we see when he goes Super Saiyan. He needs to beat Goku. He needs to be the strongest Super Saiyan alive. That's what forces Vegeta in Super Saiyan, that need to be stronger than that third-class clown. In this time of peace, Goku and Gohan don't have anything to really strive for. The world's in peace. And I'd also like to mention, even with the 1-day pass, they would not be able to beat Buu. Even if Goku, say Goku or Gohan unlock Super Saiyan 3, probably Goku, and Goku goes down to fight Buu, the timer will run out, and Goku will fail. That's if you believe Goku uses that one-day pass. And Baba isn't killed. But as far as we know, Baba is the only one who could send down the dead. The Supreme Kai and everything could also do that, but Baba would have had Boo kill the Supreme Kai, so he can't really do anything. And then you could also go, well, doesn't that eliminate Beerus? Yeah, it does eliminate Beerus. So the next God of Destruction, I didn't want to make a name, so I did just say Beerus. But eventually, the God of Destruction would come and would kill Boo. Unless you believe Supreme Kai did escape, which then, yeah, there is a chance for an alternate story here, besides the bleak outcome that I had. And I guess I should explain that now then, because thinking about it, yeah, there is another way for this story to go on, and that is Shin is able to escape, and from there, he pulls Goku and Gohan from the other world to train in the Supreme Kai's world. And things go as expected in canon. Except Goku and Gohan, they are stuck there and watching everybody they love die. This does push Goku into Super Saiyan 3, and Gohan is tempered as Goku goes down to buy time, so Boo does not reach Namek. With Super Saiyan 3 newly accustomed, because assuming in canon, Goku he was able to change Super Saiyan 3 somewhat, is my belief before using it against Boo. This is a newly green Goku. He's roughly where he would have been in canon anyways, which is actually stronger than Fat Boo. So Boo and Goku fight. Goku is actually winning against Boo, and is charging up for the kill, using 100% full power, even if it takes all his time. But before Goku can finish charging up, Super Saiyan 3 pitters out. Now, I am of the belief that Goku should have and would have killed Fat Boo in the Boo arc, and he would not have ran out of time. He had 30 minutes left. So, assuming that cut down, using Super Saiyan 3 that high level cut down, like, we'll say like 20 hours of his time on Earth. Or the alternative is, during the fight, Boo gets pissed off and Evil Boo comes out. Evil Boo eats Fat Boo and turns into Super Boo, molly-whopping the fuck out of Goku. I think that might be a better alternative other than Goku's Super Saiyan 3 peeling out and him being sent to the other world. Shin calls Goku back. He cannot take on Super Boo. Super Boo is left rampaging, looking for Goku and Gohan. Gohan's mystic power-up drives Super Boo to the Supreme Kai's world, where Gohan faces off against Super Boo. It's something similar to happens with Cell, where Goku tells Gohan to finish off Super Boo. He's not able to. Gohan's arrogance and cruelty, wanting to see Boo suffer for killing everybody he loves, costs him everything, and Boo absorbs Gohan. With Buuhan on the rise, there's little to nothing Goku can do. Shin is desperate. He calls in the rest of the Z fighters to come and fight. They all come in to fight for one last time as Goku charges up the Spirit Bomb. A final ditch effort. However, Goku doesn't have enough power for the Spirit Bomb to kill Boo. And, well, he's watching his friends once again die one by one. In a last-ditch effort with Piccolo on the ground getting bullied by Boo, Goku absorbs the Super Spirit Bomb, is revitalized, goes Super Saiyan 3, and does Dragon Fist. The Dragon Fist is able to engulf Buhan, and in a final sacrifice, Goku kills Gohan and Super Boo. Gohan, unfortunately, fades away. Goku will forever be haunted because he needed to kill his son. And this changes Goku. It changes him a lot. Oh, damn, this could be a multi-parter. With Boo dead, they're able to get in contact with the Namekians, and they are able to use the Dragon Balls to wish back everybody who was killed by Boo. Goku resolves to master Super Saiyan 3. He asks Elder Kai to unlock his hidden potential, like Gohan. The Elder Kai agrees, and we get Mystic Goku. The world is safe until Beerus wakes up. And without the righteous-hearted Saiyans, this is actually where the story can end. Goku tries his hardest against Beerus, but nobody is a match for Beerus. Not the improved Piccolo, who is stronger than when he was in canon, or Goku. They even asked Shenron, and, well, Shenron can't do anything. With the second wish, Piccolo asks for his power to be unlocked. He gets power awakened, allowing him to fight better than Goku, surpassing Mastered Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and having him fight Beerus. Knowing that everything is on the line, Piccolo pushes himself further and further into orange territory. He transforms into orange. Piccolo and him and Goku face off fully. Piccolo and Goku face off against Beerus, but they're not able to give him even an inch of a fight that Beerus was satisfied with in Battle of Gods. He does admit that giving them time to be more powerful would be beneficial towards him, but he's done waiting for the Super Saiyan God. And fires one last attack at Earth. Goku and Piccolo perish with it, and they do not have the power to push it back. With one last final cry, Goku imagines everybody. And he yells out, "I will not let you destroy my world." He flashes red for a split second and is able to disperse the ball. Goku has absorbed some of the God energy from Beerus and has reached Super Saiyan God, giving Beerus his fight. Now, I know I said that they would end at Beerus, but this is another way for the story to continue. With Beerus satisfied, Goku resolves to make Super Saiyan God his own. And yeah, you have the resurrection of F Arc. but Goku has resolved to end conflicts quicker, and Piccolo's not going to offer Frieza mercy anyways. They don't even get the time to even resurrect Frieza. Yeah, because Frieza would need a second wish to bring back his body, if I recall correctly. Because, you know, it's blown up by the Spirit Bomb. Unlike Trunks. Well, I wait, no, Trunks did blow it up, so. Nah, things can go as normal, but Frieza's gonna get the chance to blow up the planet. Beerus then recruits Goku for training, because Champa has appeared for the Universe 6 vs. Universe 7 tournament. Goku is able to unlock Blue, and Piccolo is also able to get stronger along with everybody else. Tien and Krillin are actually strong in this one. So they go off to face the tournament. There is no Goku Black, though. I could easily do Goku Black, but there is no way the story would end here. There is no way for Goku and Piccolo to beat Goku Black on their own. It's not possible unless Goku crosses Zeno. And there's no way future Bulma can deal with Goku Black. She would also be killed by Goku Black. So in this scenario, either Piccolo and Goku never encounter Goku Black, or they do, by some miracle, and Goku Black kills them both. Goku Black was able to handle Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta, and was fucking around with them. He didn't even need to fuse. But assuming that everything goes forward and there's no Goku Black, they can't even participate in the Tournament of Power, and their universe is erased. Yeah, still a bad ending. This has been a very interesting story to craft, and honestly, I could have ended it at several different points, but I decided not to. I feel like going through the entire timeline is fine, if I know what to do with it. In some cases, I might just let it go at the end. I'm not happy with some of the choices here. Like I said, I don't have a script. This is just coming from my mind, and this is what I thought about. It would make for a killer Dragon Ball Striking Zero, what if, though? How long is this one? Damn.